Hi, this is Neil Clements, and this is The Real Deal with Neil. Today we're talking about how to stop overthinking and how to start taking action. Huge issue with a lot of real estate investors that I talk to, especially getting stuck in analysis paralysis, getting stuck trying to be perfect. And today we're going to talk about how to solve a lot of those issues and how to get past it. So let's get to it. So the first thing is we have to identify why are we stuck? And what I really see is there's four main reasons that real estate investors get stuck. Is they either get stuck at leads, that they don't have any, they get stuck on money, again, because they don't have any, they get stuck with the potentially contractors or renovating, surveyors, vendors, etc., or they get stuck in knowledge. And what I want to cover today is I want to go through the knowledge aspect. Because honestly, what I see a lot of in our industry, a lot of people are very highly educated, very highly qualified, heck, probably a lot smarter than me, a lot more perfect than I am. And gosh, maybe they went to a better school, maybe they studied harder, maybe they worked harder to make things more perfect. And I get impressed with them. I get impressed with their track record. I get impressed with maybe the grades that they got in college or just what's going on. I'm like, man, this guy seems really neat. He's doing real big things. But then I kind of ask him, how many times have you done this strategy? How many times have you done that strategy? Or if somebody calls me for a little bit of coaching, we'll ask, what's your problem? What's standing in front of you? And their answer is, well, yeah, I just haven't done it yet. Or I'm stuck here. I haven't sent my first marketing. Or, I have a deal, but I just don't really know how to offer on it. A lot of people say too, I'm just looking for the right opportunity. I'm just getting started, even though they've been studying and studying and studying for years. And this is you, why are you stuck there? And what I've learned about people, especially myself, this whole video, I'm kind of preaching to myself, but y'all are along with me for this ride. We learn, and learn, yet we never take one step of action necessary to get to the next level. And it's almost like we just keep on walking in circles. And what I mean by that is, if you have both feet down and you continue just to take one step, well, look at what you're doing, right? You're essentially going in a circle, right? You're just pivoting in a circle. And what we should be doing in order to move forward is we have to take one step of knowledge and one step of action. One step of knowledge, one step of action in order to actually get moving forward versus just taking ourselves in a huge circle. And so with that, I just came to the conclusion that the people who are knowledge hungry and who reach out or who I talk to and say, you know what, we just don't know what we're doing in marketing, or we don't know how to do this. We don't know. It's not a knowledge gap. It's an action gap, because the reality is that they know what they should be doing. And there's somebody who even created a term for this. They call it the knowledge action gap, which is exactly what you should be doing. You've studied from other investors. You've watched videos like this for hours and hours and hours on end, if not days on end. Maybe you've been thinking about doing something in real estate for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Gosh, who the heck knows, right? But what I'm here to tell you today is that you likely already have all the knowledge that you need in order to go out and be as successful as you want to be. The issue that you're having has nothing to do with the knowledge that you think you want. The reason is because you haven't actually gone out and done the action based upon the knowledge that you already have. And you're getting frustrated because you keep on thinking there's something else that you should learn or there's something else that you should know before you should take action. But what you're missing is only the doing. It's not a knowledge gap. It's of being afraid to take the action. And so my question to you today is, what are you afraid of? Why are you not taking action? Are you afraid of losing money? Well, you haven't done it yet. So why are you so afraid of losing money? Are you afraid of not doing it the best way that it can be done? And this is a huge one for me that I struggle with. But how are you going to know if it's the best way to do it or not unless you can actually see what works? Are you afraid of not knowing what you don't know? Well, you're only going to know by getting out there and doing. And so what is my point of all this? My point of all this is that there are a few ways to get past analysis paralysis. And this is my third point here. And this is something that I got to preach to me, myself, and also my team all the time, is done is better than perfect. And what I mean by that is a lot of us get stuck at the last 10 or 20%. And this is very relevant for me. Getting the first 80% of the way there, maybe only took a few hours. or maybe took a little bit of studying. It doesn't take that much to get 80% of the way there. The time to get from like 80% good at something, like 100% good at it, and like mastering something is potentially years. So what I mean by done is better than perfect. If we do it 80% of the way and just get the marketing out, or we just get the offer out, or we just put the property on the market to get it sold, or we talk to 80% of the buyers that are low-hanging fruit instead of worrying about getting to 100 before we even start, we will be so much better off. And what I want you to remember, this really helped me, is that this is not your first iteration. So in college, I did a BBA and an MBA in business management. And, in college, like you go to a class, you do paperwork or a report or a case study or whatever it is, you turn it in, you get your grade, and like that's all you get to do, right? You had one shot, and that shot had to be perfect, because if you wanted to get it straight A's, like you had to make that paper perfect or that report perfect. Business is not that way at all. In fact, it's the exact opposite. What you should be doing in business is writing 20% of the paper and then going out and submitting it and seeing if it sticks. Then you need to write another 10%, 20%, go out, see if it sticks. The hard part with most people, we have been taught our whole lives that we have to be perfect first. You have to do everything first, make it perfect first, do all your research, put it all together. Only then will you get graded, and you only get one grade. In business, it is the exact opposite. And that's why a lot of times people who are not highly educated end up with better businesses, with bigger businesses than people who are, because they don't have that same level of training in the wrong way to do things for entrepreneurs. And so what I want to encourage you is that your first attempt at something is just your first iteration. And the only way that you can fail at something is if you give up. But I will tell you this, and this is going to be a huge quote for anybody who's never heard this before. You have to realize that you cannot succeed your way to success. You fail your way to success. And what that means is that you cannot be so good, be so perfect that you succeed if you want huge success. You have to go out there, start your first iteration, test it, see if it works, then do your second iteration, your third, your fourth, your fifth. An example of doing this in our business is when we did cold calling. We came to realize that if we asked the seller that they want to sell, they would come back and say, no, I don't want to sell. When we started asking, would you like an offer on your property? They said, oh yeah, sure, I want an offer on my property. And that got us significantly more leads, significantly more conversations. And how did we figure that out? Well, sure, we did some studying on how to cold call on scripting, so we had a baseline to start with, but we just had to get out there and do it. We had to have the conversations to pull the reps to be able to do another iteration. And we tested several different wordings, we tested several different scripts to be able to do what we did. But the reality is that if we didn't go out there and test, we would never know. If I didn't go out there and test land flipping versus house flipping versus mobile homes versus everything we do now, I wouldn't be here talking to you today. And so the only way to accomplish something great is to go out there and iterate and to be able to do first and optimize later. And so what I want to encourage you today is to go out there and do the best that you can with what you have now. And I promise you that if you don't give up after the first failure, maybe you have 10 failures, maybe you have 20 failures, and you go out there and you keep on going, that is how you get to the big success, that's how you get to the big money, and that's how you create huge wealth in real estate investing. What I want to leave you with is number 4 is a quote on perfection. This is from Dan Sullivan, the author of several books, including one of my favorites, Who Not How. And what he says is perfection is the enemy of progress. Perfectionism is the demand that you be guaranteed upfront success before you will commit yourself fully to it. It is the enemy of entrepreneurship. Commitment requires courage. And the reason I think that quote is so spectacular, if you think about it, is that perfection is the enemy of progress. So what I hope you're getting from today, stop being perfect, go out there, get it done, go through iterations, stop acting like this business that you're running, that you only get one grade, that you only get one report, that it has to be perfect. Do some iterations, get some stuff out there and do some action, and you will have 100 times bigger business. You'll be 100 times better person because you failed your way to success and you did not succeed your way to success. So guys, I hope that helps. Get to it.